now on WRDE Coast TV.
Stormy weather is continuing to complicate matters as it pertains to the rip current conditions along the coast. We have some detailed analysis and some warnings and watches that we need to pass along to you that are late breaking this evening.
Lifeguards in Rehoboth, where exactly they're going to be in the sand.
An update on the Minos-Conaway traffic light project. This light will be installed sooner than you might think.
Sussex Central High School has been served with a lawsuit why a former student alleges her privacy was violated. And West Nile virus hits Delaware. The first case in humans has been detected in the first state.
From the beaches to the bay, coverage you can count on. WRDE Coast TV. Your local news at 11 starts right now.
Bettering a busy intersection, work continues on a highly anticipated traffic light. Good evening, I'm Charlie Sakaitis.
And I'm Mallory Metzner. Welcome to our news at 11. We begin tonight with DelDOT continuing the work on Minos-Conaway Road.
Neighbors tonight say that this project can't be done soon enough.
Coast TV News reporter Charles Reinert shows us when you can expect to see green, red, and yellow at this intersection.
Orange barrels galore on Minos-Conaway Road. Crews are continuing the work on the traffic light at the Route 9 intersection. Neighbor Sherry Klimkowski says she is looking forward to the finished product.
The traffic alone, being able to get out of the community in the morning, the accidents that have been happening out here have been multiplying lately.
DelDOT has had this project in the works for months now. DelDOT C.R. McLeod says this was the fastest and easiest solution to make this intersection safer.
We do have other improvements that are obviously planned along Route 1, but we're just seeing that those high traffic volumes on our east-west corridors as well, and it's just necessary to make these improvements to ensure that we're making these intersections as safe as possible.
The agency says the intersection is a dangerous one. This past December, 3 family members died in an accident here. Klimkowski says any change to make the road safer for her and her family is a welcomed one.
We tend to cross the road to get to the bike trail that's right across the street. That will help us get across, being able to get out in the morning without being afraid to get hit by a car or someone just not paying attention.
There is still work to be done, but DelDOT is paving the way for a smoother and hopefully safer intersection. DelDOT says the light will be flashing red for the first couple of days before it's activated, but the light is expected to be complete by sometime in mid-October. I'm Charles Reinert in Lewis, Coast TV News.
New at 11, the Delaware State Fire Marshal says 3 people were hurt in a house fire in Laurel this afternoon. The agency says it happened a little before 3:30 p.m. on West 2nd Street. Firefighters entered a 3-story home as it was burning and rescued a 76-year-old woman in critical condition, a 71-year-old woman in serious condition, and a 68-year-old woman who was treated for smoke inhalation and for burns. The damage was estimated at $175,000. This fire remains under investigation.
New at 11, the Laurel Police Department says a school bus was involved in a crash this afternoon. Police say it happened at the intersection of Wilson Street and Georgetown Road. According to the agency, 1 of 59 students riding the bus was taken to a local hospital with minor injuries. Meanwhile, the rest of the students were safe and taken to the North Laurel Elementary School to be evaluated by EMS and reunited with their parents.
And we have a new update tonight on a story we first brought you yesterday. Delaware State Police have now identified the victim of a September 10th homicide. It is Taylor German, a 26-year-old woman from Laurel, Delaware. It's a crime that is still under investigation. Detectives are asking anybody with information to contact them or contact Delaware Crime Stoppers.
We are taking a live look outside into our Dry Tech Embers camera there in Ocean City. It's been quite a stormy evening here along the coast, and our First Alert Chief Meteorologist Paul Williams is going to break all of that down for us. Good evening, Paul.
Good evening, Mallory. And we're updating some things for this evening, and it's also new at 11. Listen, we have some additional warnings that we need to pass along to you. First and foremost, we have a current statement that's in effect along the Sussex County line area. That is inclusive of the Lewis Beach as well as Dewey Beach, Ocean View, and Fenwick Island. We are concerned about rip currents becoming more vibrant, and more dangerous, actually, throughout the area. This is also inclusive down towards Ocean Pines, Gulf, club shores, which has actually been translated into a beach hazard statement, which is pretty much the same thing. They just kind of retitle it throughout portions of Virginia. And we have that same beach hazard statement in effect for Chincoteague. So we're talking about rip currents along the entire coast that's facing the Atlantic for the entire Delmarva Peninsula, as well as concerns for a small craft advisory. We have more on isolated scattered showers and thunderstorms rumbling through our area. We'll take a look at our radar in a moment. Till then, back to you, Mallory.
Thank you, Paul. A former Sussex Central student is sharing her side of a story that's generated rumors, put staff on leave, and now has turned into a lawsuit. Let's take you back. This all began at Sussex Central on May 17th when former Central student Anaya Harmon was pulled away from an altercation with another student by a woman employed at the school. According to Harmon's lawsuit, the staff member pulled Harmon away forcefully, which caused Harmon's shirt to be pulled down, exposing her breast. This was all caught by a security camera at the school.
A few days later, the Indian River School District confirmed an unknown number of staff members were placed on leave, though the district did not say who or why.
Days after that, Delaware State Police confirms an investigation, but again, no details were made public.
Months later, Principal Bradley Layfield's lawyer confirmed that Layfield was one employee placed on leave, apparently for sharing uncensored surveillance footage of the fight with multiple faculty members. Layfield's attorney defended that decision as a matter of school safety concerns.
The student in the center of that video now is suing Layfield, an assistant principal, the school and district for invasion of privacy, emotional distress, and more. In these court documents, Anaya Harmon alleges that not only was video of her exposed breast wrongfully shared, she claims assistant principal at the time, Matthew Jones, made and shared a meme of her with Janet Jackson's face on it. Now, Harmon says this has all been life-changing and she was never given an apology. It was a noisy morning when Anaya Harmon walked into Sussex Central High School on May 17th. According to court documents, she told two arguing students to quiet down, and a young woman, quote, bucked at her threateningly before assistant principal Aaron Donovan pulled her forcefully by her clothing, exposing her entire right breast. Harmon says Principal Layfield sent her home, but the other student got to stay, and when she came back to school for graduation practice,
Dr. Layfield had came to me and said that he was glad that I was behaving. And after that, I haven't had any contact with them since.
It was after that Harmon alleges the video of her and a crude meme were circulated throughout school staff. Layfield's attorney Thomas Newberger previously said the principal shared the video with other staff members out of a concern for safety, saying, quote, the lawsuit appears to be misdirected at my client and an exaggeration of alleged injuries, perhaps for financial reasons. Anaya's mom, Tasha White, says she was never contacted about any of this, and it's been devastating for her daughter.
She didn't want to graduate. She didn't want to leave the house. She didn't want to go to work. She didn't want to do anything.
Harmon's legal team thinks the court needs to get involved for a number of reasons.
The pedophilic type of behavior which was exhibited over here by targeting a young girl and using that to get a laugh out of from the public at large.
Harmon wants to make sure this doesn't happen to another student.
I hope they're disappointed in themselves, and I hope they regret it. And if they don't regret it, then I don't know what else to tell them.
A mother and daughter calling for policy changes and for the removal of the Sussex Central administrators currently still on paid administrative leave. It is important to note the woman who pulled Harmon away, exposing her in the process, is not being sued. In fact, Harmon told Coast TV News she didn't think too much of that. Her embarrassment and the subject of this lawsuit is the video constantly being reshared.
And we reached out to the Indian River School District, who tells Coast TV News it does not comment on pending litigation. Delaware State Police say that they're still actively investigating this, seeing if prosecutors believe this warrants a criminal charge. Layfield's lawyer says that his client was wrongfully suspended and he's fighting to, quote, stop the rumors.
I'm Madeline Overturf. Here's a look at just some of the things happening across Delmarva. Rehoboth lifeguards are on duty until September 24th. As a rule of thumb, the area from the Henlopen Hotel to Laurel Street is guarded. 78-year-old Andrew Carmine Jr. has been identified as the victim in a Roxana motorcycle crash. Police say the Ocean View man ran off Bayard Road briefly before he was thrown off his bike. Cambridge City Council meetings are moving locations. For the rest of the month, meetings will be at the Empowerment Center on Pine Street. That's due to window and entrance renovations at City Chambers. That's a look at just some of the things happening across Delmarva. I'm Madeline Overturf.
New at 11, Delaware has its first human cases of the West Nile viruses for the year. Here's what the Department of Health and Social Services has confirmed. 3 men from Newcastle County who are 50 years old or older were confirmed to be infected. All 3 of the men were hospitalized. Each patient likely contracted the disease locally, but a public health investigation is ongoing. The agency says mosquito population surveillance efforts will be increased in the area where the infected men live. We have more information about the mosquito-borne illness on our website.
Lieutenant Governor Bethany Hall Long launched her campaign for governor this morning in Wilmington. This follows a previous campaign announcement for the position by Newcastle County Executive Matt Meyer in June. Current Delaware Governor John Carney, he cannot seek re-election due to term limits. Primary elections are set for September 3rd, 2024. And this brings us to our Coast TV poll. We want to know, will you vote for any of the current candidates for Delaware governor? Remember, we haven't seen maybe all the candidates we'll see. Let's take a look at the updated results.
Looking at the screen here, 31% say yes, 39% say no, 30% say they're not sure yet. That's fair. It's still possible there could be more candidates file for the election.
Now, if you haven't voted yet, you still can on WRDE.com or our mobile app, and you can also go online to see how that vote is going.
Now to Washington, where House Speaker Kevin McCarthy announced today he's directing an impeachment inquiry be opened into President Biden.
It comes as Congress has just 11 working days left to reach a deal to avert a government shutdown.
As Alice Barr reports, hard right Freedom Caucus members have their own demands for government spending cuts.
And with a slim 5-vote majority, Speaker McCarthy is on thin ice.
In a major development today, House Speaker Kevin McCarthy announcing a formal impeachment inquiry into President Biden, centered on allegations that during his time as vice president, he helped his son Hunter Biden make money off of his name.
These are allegations of abuse of power, obstruction, and corruption, and they warrant further investigation by the House of Representatives.
The Speaker directing the House Oversight Committee to open the impeachment inquiry, calling it the next logical step of the Republican-led investigations underway for months. Speaker McCarthy making the move without a full House vote, something he'd said he would not do. There are serious doubts McCarthy would have the votes to proceed, with many Republicans opposing an impeachment track because of a lack of evidence directly tying President Biden to his son's transgressions.
I haven't seen that link yet, and so I'm reluctant to agree with Speaker McCarthy.
The Speaker insisting this step may open up new evidence through access to bank records and other documents.
We are committed to getting the answers for the American public.
A White House spokesman firing back.
The purpose of what they're doing is a politically motivated, far-right, extreme series of attacks on the president and his family that are not rooted in the truth.
The top Democrat in the Senate calling the process absurd and a distraction.
We have a government that might shut down because of the House Republicans, and that shutdown will hurt people.
We're not here to talk about brinksmanship.
With hard right members pushing for deep spending cuts, Congress has until the end of the month to reach a government funding deal and avoid a shutdown. In Washington, Alice Barr, NBC News.
And a new Politico article published today points out that January 2020, the Donald Trump-led Justice Department formally declared that impeachment inquiries by the House are invalid unless Chamber takes a formal vote to authorize them. Now, that has not happened, but what that means moving forward is still unclear. We are just getting started tonight.
Coming up, old 5G poles are still in place in Dewey Beach, the debate between companies and the town.
And we are tracking stormy weather throughout the rest of this evening. Right now over the Baltimore area, seeing if it's going to be crossing over the Chesapeake Bay area to bother us for the evening time.
And first, beach replenishment, the action taken by the city to get help for the Cape Shores community. We'll be back in just 60 seconds.
Beat the wind and rain with 50% off your new Valor roof, plus payments as low as $119 per month. Purchase with purpose. Your new Valor roof helps us donate a new roof every month to combat veterans in need.
833-83-VALOR.
Get ready for the all-new, redesigned 2024 Subaru Crosstrek. The 2024 Crosstrek is safer than ever for even more peace of mind on every drive. With a Subaru Crosstrek, you can count on plenty of adventures ahead. And when you choose Gateway Subaru, you're supporting local schools through Subaru Loves Learning, which helps kids get the school supplies they need. We're more than just a car company. Love, it's what makes a Subaru a Gateway Subaru. Higher standards.
Don't get scorched this summer storm season. Stay ahead of the leaks. Save big on your new Valor roof with 50% off all materials and payments as low as $119 per month. Call Valor Roofing today.
833-83-VALOR.
The city of Lewis is advocating for a beach replenishment project in the Cape Shores community. City council members have agreed to send a letter to the congressional delegation asking for the beach replenishment project. In this video, you can see how skinny the beach and some of the dunes are eroded in that community. The city says they want to advocate for all of the people who live in Cape Shores and maintain the resources that make Delaware what it is.
People come to coastal Delaware primarily for the beaches, and here in Lewis, our historical community is a key appeal as well. And, you know, if we don't have beaches for people to swim, surf, you know, paddleboard and those kind of things, it's going to have a real, you know, negative impact on our economy.
The hope is that the replenishment project at Cape Shores would be included in the 2024 Water Resources Development Act. This would not be included in the upcoming beach replenishment project in Lewis.
The battle over 5G poles in Dewey Beach continues. These 5G poles in Dewey Beach are still standing even after the new utility poles like this replacing 5G have been installed for over a month. And an agreement was reached with Verizon to remove them after complaints. Locals and Dewey Beach town officials we spoke with today are concerned that if the old poles aren't removed soon, it could lead to more development on the beach in the future.
Potentially additional poles. I think it could attract more paths over the dunes and eventually, maybe decades out, attract homes being built on the dunes.
In a statement released exclusively to Coast TV News, Delmarva Power says it's followed all guidelines and crews are planning to remove the old meters this week, at which point Verizon can remove the old poles.
You get the opportunity to pull out those smartphones, open up the camera app, and just scan the QR code down there in the corner of your screen. It'll be there every time a meteorologist is on screen, and the QR code will send your smartphone to the App Store, where you can download the Coast TV weather app, giving you instant access to the Coast TV First Alert weather forecast right at your fingertips. Currently, with our clouds and radar, we're seeing limited cloud cover initially, but then we see it becoming cloudy very quickly following it. We have the rain that's staying over towards the Baltimore area at this present time, but that doesn't mean that we're not concerned about some adverse weather effects, because we're looking at the rip current statement that's in effect along Sussex County. That includes the Lewis Beach, Rehoboth Beach, Dewey Beach, also Bottom Hills, Ocean View, South Bethany, down towards Fenwick Island, Bayview Park, Ocean City, West Ocean City. All of this, once again, we're looking out for significant problems with rip currents. Franklin City, Chincoteague, and throughout a good portion of the peninsula that's facing the Atlantic. We also have, as you see highlighted in pink here, small craft advisories that will stay in effect until Thursday morning at 6 o'clock in the morning. Now, we have a front as well as a trough that's pushing through. Now, the trough is creating the rain that we're seeing right now, and this cold front with another one behind it is going to provide what we'd call, sort of a double whammy opportunity for some scattered showers in our area, but primarily on the same day, believe it or not. So we're looking for possibly a morning and then an afternoon hit of spotty or isolated showers. For Thursday morning, we're looking for a possibility of up to about a half an inch of rain, but not much as far beyond that, because our profile for the amount of rain that we're receiving, not looking all that impressive, because these storms are going to be pretty quick as they kind of whisk through the area. Wednesday morning, we were concerned about stormy weather for early Wednesday morning. Now we're looking at about 7:30, where we're looking at this area of rain that's going to reach from Lewis down through Long Neck, Millsboro, Selbyville, down towards Highway 50. It's going to hit at about 7:30, and then it moves quickly out of the way. Then we're pretty much clear for the rest of Wednesday. And then as we go into Thursday, we're going to stay pretty clear beyond that. Hurricane Lee is now moving towards the northwest at about 7 miles per hour. It's a Category 3. Will be downgraded because it's going to run into colder water. Colder water would just sap the strength of that storm, and it's going to be downgraded to a Category 1 by the time it gets a little bit parallel to us. But still, the residual effects will give us concerns for riptide. So we take a look at our future waves, and we're looking at waves ranging up to about maybe 8 to 12 feet as a result of just that proximity alone. And the UV index is going to stay at a 6 to a 7 for the next 4 to 5 days in a row. Here's a look at the next 4 or 5 days in a row with your Paul Davis Restoration and Home Remodeling extended forecast. Yeah, we'll have that chance of rain on Wednesday with 80, but then we'll slip into the 70s after that.
Thank you, Paul. Eating at this Milford restaurant, coming up a problem with customers not paying. That's becoming a common occurrence.
And next, electric outage in Lewis when a DelDOT project is going to cause a citywide outage.
It's Rudy Marine's end-of-season blowout sale. Model line clearance leftovers and closeouts. No reasonable offer refused and trade-ins accepted. Free storage and spring 24 delivery. Route 113 Danksboro, Rudy Marine, where family boating begins. Dive into Ocean Downs on September 23rd for the inaugural Turf by the Surf State Cook-Off. Dance to NRW, DSB, and Jack Russell's Great White. $40 ticket includes all shows. Doors open at noon. Join us at Ocean Downs Casino. Visit oceandowns.com for tickets and info.
When it's your home, we know you always want the best. And if it's unique, stylish, and custom made, Superior Screen and Glass is your place. We are dedicated to providing the highest quality craftsmanship to our clients on every project. With our Pella and Anderson certified windows and doors, we will help highlight the beauty and function of your home with energy efficient, protective glass. To make your business or home superior and beautiful, trust the experience and expertise of Superior Screen and Glass.
We just bought our first home. Sure, there's a lot to fix and money's tight. But thanks to my husband, we're keeping our spirits high and all our costs low. Because with him, the glass is always half full.
Babe, got it.
Even if it's leaking.
You're always there for them.
Of course.
And we're always here for you. Food Lion, here for every moment.
The Powerball jackpot is always a lot of money. Right now, it's a lot of money. Powerball is over $550 million.
That's a lot of money.
Please play responsibly.
It's Rudy Marine's end-of-season blowout sale. Model line clearance leftovers and closeouts. No reasonable offer refused and trade-ins accepted. Free storage and spring 24 delivery. Route 113 Danksboro, Rudy Marine, where family boating begins.
Delmarva Power is changing the date of its scheduled system-wide electric outage that's going to happen in Lewis. It was supposed to happen on September 14th, but now it's going to take place on October 5th. This is part of DelDOT's Old Orchard realignment project. The Lewis Board of Public Works says that the contractor will be working on the line while it's live and in service. This means that the outage will only last 1 day as opposed to the originally planned 3 days. The department says the outage will take place from 12 a.m. to 4 a.m., affecting the entire city of Lewis.
New at 11, if you plan on driving into downtown Rehoboth Beach tomorrow, here's a traffic update. The city says that the drawbridge on Rehoboth Avenue will be undergoing routine maintenance. The bridge will be raised and opened starting at 10 a.m.
Westside Restaurant, a small business of 25 years in Milford, is seeing more and more instances of people leaving before they pay.
Coast TV News reporter Tori Seagrave shows us how crime like this takes a toll on businesses throughout Milford and why it is still common.
Dining and dashing. It is when customers leave without paying for their food. A problem that the owner of the Westside Restaurant says happens here at least 5 times a month. And last week, another group did just that.
It was sad to see, through the camera while they're waiting just to sneak out at the right minute, So That was upsetting. I could have posted their pictures, but I just, like I said, I didn't want to. That's somebody's mom, that's somebody's grandmom.
According to the Milford Police Department, this does seem to be a common occurrence, but it is not often it is reported to them. For the incidents that are reported to police, officers would conduct an investigation, identify who was involved, and they can then be charged with theft or theft of services depending on the situation. The River Lights Cafe across town has many precautions in place after also having this issue in the past.
It's busy out here. We usually have somebody stay out here with a cart so that there's always constant supervision, but if not, there's always one of us coming in and out so that there's never people out here by themselves.
Khalees hopes that customers will be more considerate of her small business in the future.
It may not be a lot, it may only be like $15, $20, but that's $15, $20 that is still supporting our business.
The Milford Police Department encourages everyone to report incidents like this for investigation. The West Side Restaurant is open from 7 a.m. to 2 p.m. Tuesday through Sunday. I'm Tori Seagraves in Milford, Coast TV News.
Coming up in sports action on the courts, it is back Indian River and Smyrna volleyball. Highlights with our DSN crew breaking it all down.
And next, Loud Hour. The Milton Library is filled with books, but tomorrow it will be with teenagers with paddles that take over the space.
Popeye's new sweet and spicy wings don't make sense. Marinated and tossed in a blend of chili, garlic, and ginger, as sweet as they are spicy.
Nice catch, Butterfingers.
Just like my Nana, we don't make sense. We make chicken.
Love that chicken from Popeyes.
Experience the performance of Toyota Camry, from TRD to all-wheel drive and hybrid, with comfort and control. To travel your way and arrive in style. Right now, buy a Camry and get $750 finance cash. Toyota, let's go places.
Some people will stop at nothing to get your stuff. Get solid security and protect yourself from theft, fire, and accidents with American-made Rhino at Southern States in Milford. Experience peace of mind with financing available when you buy local from the only Rhino dealer on Delmarva. They'll deliver and set it up for you too. Ask about Rhino's Thank You for Your Service rebate program. Protect your stuff with Rhino. Everything else is just storage. Securing Delmarva one safe at a time. Southern States of Milford.
Get ready, Delmarva. Truck Month has arrived at Preston Ford. You can get 3.9 for 60 months plus $2,500 bonus cash. Explore our huge inventory of over 100 F-150s in stock and over 50 Super Duties in stock. We've got the truck that's right for you. Every vehicle purchase comes with a Preston for Life engine guarantee. Buying a truck online from PrestonFord.com is hassle-free. Choose your truck from our website and we'll handle the rest. Don't miss out on Truck Month, happening right now at Preston Ford. And remember, cars cost less in Preston.
On the next Tamron Hall, he went from one of the original kings of comedy to sitcom superstar to living up to his name, Cedric the Entertainer. Then Tam fan favorite Roy Wood Jr. is back next Tamron Hall.
Wednesday at 3 on Coast TV.
Your teen is looking for something to do tomorrow, send them over to the Milton Public Library for ping pong. Yeah, it's not what I expected either, but apparently teens from 12 to 17 can meet between 4 and 5 once a month. That starts tomorrow. The library pitches it as an opportunity to hang out with friends and play ping pong on their makeshift tables. You do not need to register, so just stop in and have some fun.
Delmarva Sports Network from the Wawa Studio.
What's going on, sports fans? We've got our first volleyball games of the season on DSN, and we start in Dagsboro, Delaware. Smyrna opened up a 7-1 early lead. Taylor Conaway, though, blocking the big swing to bring the Indians within 2. Still in an opening set.
This time, Eliza Schneider will not be denied. The senior builds the lead back for the Eagles. Near the end of the first set, Smyrna up by 6 and taking control. LSC Carter rips one down the middle. She had 4 kills in the match, and the Eagles keep showing off their depth on the front line. Slams one down to bring Smyrna within 5 points of winning the set, and we've gone too long without mentioning Anna Richardson, first team All-State, showing exactly why. 25-18 first set goes to Smyrna. In the second, IR got off to a strong start. Conaway aces the serve to put the Indians up by 2, but Smyrna wouldn't stay down. Scheider, a second team All-State transfer from Red Lion, blast another one through. She gets Smyrna on the board in the second set. Later on, Smyrna up by 2, the Eagles head to Richardson's office, and there is nobody that can stop her. She racked up 14 kills in the match, leading all players. Smyrna would go on to win this one in straight sets over Indian River. It's the 5th straight match the Eagles have won over the Indians in the last 5 years. That over sports. Have a great night, everybody.
Download the DSN app today. Driven by Preston Automotive Group.
Now at Hardee's, 2 hand-breaded chicken tender wraps are only $5. Choose one of 5 flavors for endless combinations, including new Nashville Hot. 2 wraps, just $5. Hardee's, goodness in the making. Get exclusive offers on the Hardee's app.
Where's the most convenient place to get that big fitness energy? It's Planet Fitness! With free fitness training and equipment for every workout. Join the judgment-free zone today for $1 down, $10 a month, no commitment, cancel anytime. Deal ends Wednesday, September 13th.
Party Decor and More, the store that has all your party supply needs. Festive holiday decor, game day team supplies, balloons that are safe for the sky, announcing a special surprise, and of course, something for every birthday year that flies by. Party Decor and More, the only party store at the beach. Midway Shopping Center in Rehoboth Beach, Delaware.
Coverage on the road, in your community, along the coast. The IG Burton First Alert Weather Jeep, live on the street, day or night. From breaking news to weather in your town. The IG Burton First Alert Weather Jeep, coverage you can count on.
Living a good life means being healthy. But what does it mean to be healthy and stay healthy? It means getting the right kind of care. Right here. And convenient. It means having the right hospital to coordinate the delivery of health care for the entire community. Atlantic General Hospital. We'll put you on the right path to good health and keep you there.
Tomorrow at 4 on Coastline, toast to diversity with Dogfish Head's Passion Pride beer. Get ready for school with essential safety tips. Plus, understand the signs and treatments for sepsis. Coast Life tomorrow at 4 on Coast TV.
You never know who you're helping by sharing your story.
The Jennifer Hudson Show, Season 2, September 18th.
Make dinner good tonight with Hardee's new chicken tender platters. Crunchy, juicy tenders, all dipped in buttermilk and hand-breaded. With a thick slice of garlicky Texas toast, seasoned crinkle fries, slaw, and choice of sauce. Hardee's, goodness in the making.
Our umbrella giveaway winner is Mike Stevenson of Del Mar. Congratulations, courtesy of Paul Davis Restoration and Home Remodeling. Here's a look at our exclusive 10-day forecast. We do maintain a 60% chance of rain for Wednesday, primarily in the afternoon and some early morning. But then after that, we will clear out. We're looking at temperatures in the 70s for the next following days and lots of sunshine, no more rain. But we will have a problem with the rip tides and rip currents, rather, being problematic for at least 3 days in a row. Sunday, another round of thunderstorms, but then we're looking pretty docile for the most part, and we'll keep a close eye on some other tropical storms out there deep in the Atlantic. And you know what? I don't even really want to bring it up for right now. Let's just go with this.
Appreciate you, Paul.
Works for me.
And thank you for joining here for Coast TV News at 11. For more news and local weather, download our Coast TV News app.
The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon is up next. We'll see you tomorrow for Coast TV News at 5 a.m. Have a great night.